Hi, not really the usual full fat video this week, as I want to talk about someone who I did not know personally, of course, but who touched my heart, and I'm sure yours as well. Someone very special who is the undeniable answer to an oft asked question. Who is the best Batman? Sure, there's been a whole host of excellent Batmen over the years that have all brought something meaningful to the table, the cinematic portrayals often being the most discussed. Keaton gave us an on-screen Batman that was darker and taken more seriously than ever before. Bale gave us a grounded and beautifully realised Batman in a near-perfect cinematic trilogy. Affleck gave us the best live-action Batman action sequences and fought gods. West was the first true adaptation of Batman, and his stories excited us in the 60s. Whilst dated now, they still hold a place as campy and unashamedly fun capers through today's lens. I even like the depictions of Kilmer and Clooney, who both absolutely crushed it as the suave and sophisticated Bruce Wayne. And whilst I love all those depictions, there is no denying the best Batman actor is surely the recently departed Kevin Conroy.
You are not my father. I am not a disgrace.
I am vengeance.
I am the Knight.
I am Batman.
Conroy is the definitive Batman voice. He voiced the character ever since the days of the 1992 Batman animated series, entitled Batman the Animated Series, and from there he cultivated a huge body of work that cemented his status as the voice of the Dark Knight. He appeared in countless shows, video games, and has even been included on the list of live-action Batmen after his appearance on the CW just a few years ago.
My parents taught me a very different lesson. Life only makes sense if you force it to.
As I'm sure you're all aware, Conroy recently passed away from cancer aged 66, leaving behind a frankly untouchable legacy as the Dark Knight. I don't often get too teary over celebrities I've never met, but this news touched me. Conroy breathed so much heart into a character who is arguably the greatest superhero of all time, and brought joy to so many across the world by doing so. His voice was authoritative, cold, scary, vengeful.
What's wrong? Scared.
It's in Chinatown. I swear that's all I know.
If you're lying, I'll break the other one.
The other one. Ah!
But also capable of conveying great kindness, sadness, and empathy.
You've been a good friend. The best I could ask for.
You got just about every permutation of Batman you could ever want, and his voice is integral to a wealth of key Batman stories, considered some of the greatest of all time.
Where is he?
Talk!
99% of his appearances used only his voice, and yet he's still the single most iconic Batman portrayal over every single one that has ever fully appeared. No disrespect to Bale, Keaton and the others, but their Batmen work because they exist within their very specific cinematic worlds. Conroy Batman works in all worlds. No one ever reads a Batman comic in Bale's voice, but I've often seen many fans say they read comics with Conroy's voice in mind. I'm the same. Conroy's tones effortlessly spring into my head whenever Batman graces the pages of a DC epic. The same goes for Mark Hamill's The Joker and Tara Strong as Harley Quinn. The animated series was a perfect adaptation of Batman, and so it's no wonder that after several years of high quality storytelling, these voices will become the Bible for how these characters sound and feel.
I don't want to let you down, honest, but it just doesn't hurt so bad anymore. You can understand that, can't you?
My favourite Batman scene on film of all time belongs to Conroy. In Batman Mask of the Phantasm, Bruce Wayne confronts the two people who have ruled his entire life when he discovers the unthinkable.
Please. I need it to be different now. But I didn't see this coming. I didn't count on being happy.
It's a heartbreaking window into just how messed up Bruce Wayne really is, and Conroy nailed it. Mask of the Phantasm only got a small theatrical release across the world, but it still means that Conroy doesn't just have the best animated series or video game, but one of the best theatrical Batman movies too. Honestly, what a flex. It just felt right that Conroy's journey with Batman didn't end with the animated universe. He starred in a bunch of video games and other animated shows across a variety of tones and stories.
I understand how you feel.
Do you?
I'm sure for many people the peak of Conroy Bat was indeed the animated series, that's where it all began and still holds up tremendously well today, but for me, my first true taste of the character was in 2009's Batman Arkham Asylum. In fact, that was the story and performance that made me go back to the animated material as a kid.
Every decision you've ever made ends with death and misery. People die. I stop you. You'll just break out and do it again.
The Arkham Trilogy was like Conroy's very own Batman movie trilogy. These games, in spite of their masterful gameplay as perfect Batman simulators, would be nothing without Kevin Conroy. In terms of the scope, the spectacle, the storytelling, other than the fact that it was in an interactive medium, it's a full Batman trilogy on par with what Bale enjoyed. Only Conroy and Bale have so far gotten a big budget, polished trilogy of Batman stories. Which is funny because there's even a connection between the two of them. Conroy voiced Batman in Batman Gotham Knight, a series of shorts designed to bridge the gap between Begins and The Dark Knight. Conroy even got involved in the Nolanverse. I just love that as the premier Batman, he wasn't just boxed into one aspect of The Dark Knight, but ventured into every corner of his long history.
I'm willing to put my life on the line to do what I have to. But it has to be mine, no one else's.
Mark Hamill was also essential to the Arkham games, of course, and it allowed the Conroy Bat to dig deep into his relationship with the clown prince of crime.
Do you want to know something funny? Even after everything you've done, I would have saved you.
Rocksteady Games even had the balls to kill off the Joker and end the middle part on the image of Batman carrying him Cain and Abel style. Just when you thought it was done, the third game brought back the Joker, but only in Batman's twisted psyche. I can't tell you what a masterstroke that was, and it was so good to hear Hamill and Conroy bat off each other in that game.
Goodbye, Joker.
No! Bruce! Don't leave me! Please!
Batman Arkham Knight ended the Batman, and it felt like Kevin Conroy's Batman got his definitive ending through that game and through that trilogy. Before we heard of Conroy's passing, I was pretty certain that the Arkham Batman was being hidden from the upcoming Rocksteady Suicide Squad game. I mean, it would make sense, right? There is no Batman without the Justice League, and it's confirmed to take place in the Arkhamverse. I understand leaving him out given that he was the star of 3 video games, but surely the players would go nuts if he cropped up to fight you. Who knows if the Arkham Bat is a part of it, and if so, did Conroy lend his voice to the character one more time? It would be crazy to see, and I think it would be so emotional now to see the Conroy Arkham Batman just one more time. Conroy is so integral to the Arkham series that after years of me personally wanting another one, I'm not so sure I do now. It would be really hard to go back to that world without him. In 2016, Conroy came out publicly as a gay man, making him the first openly gay actor to portray the Dark Knight. He wrote a special comic for DC's Pride, Finding Batman, in which he drew beautiful parallels between living his life as a gay man and voicing the character, and it is in reading these pages that you come to realise just why he is so good at embodying that role.
Every aspect of Batman is challenged. Every aspect of his identity is challenged.
So not only did he voice the Batman, not only did he embody the Batman in video games, not only was he a live-action Bruce Wayne, but he even wrote a Batman comic. Conroy has left behind a staggering body of work. No one has committed more of a performance to the Dark Knight than him, and seeing the bat symbol on the Empire State was truly, truly magical to honour him. He wasn't just the best voice, he got the best body of work from any Batman actor. All in all, he starred in the best Batman movies, he starred in the best series, the best games, and any of those examples you could cite as your all-time favourite piece of Batman media, and no one would bat an eye.
You were there at the beginning, and now you get to see how it ends.
Kevin Conroy was not the hero we deserved, but the hero we needed. Nothing less than a knight, shining. Rest in peace, Kevin Conroy, and thank you for all the wonderful memories you gave all of us. Batman forever. A big thank you to my full fat tier patron, Dr. Chike. If you'd like to donate money to my Patreon, you can find me at patreon.com/fullfatvideos. If you'd like to find me on Instagram, you can find me at full_fat_videos. And if you'd like to find me on Twitter, you can find me at, you guessed it, at fullfatvideos.